morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As we know, COVID-19 continues to rage throughout Louisville, Kentucky, the country, and the world for that matter. In Louisville, COVID has infected more than 31,000 Louisvillians, and as of today, unfortunately, has claimed 442 lives, and we're sorry for each and every one of those and extend our condolences to the families and friends. We got to work together to make sure that this stops. But as we've been discussing for months now, this disease also has inflicted extensive damage on our economy, our workers, their families, causing many businesses to unfortunately have to close their doors, some temporarily, or severely cut back staffing as well. So there's all types of damage that's taking place here with the economy. It's also led to many residents losing their jobs or seeing their hours and their paychecks dramatically reduced. Our metropolitan area now has lost more than 36,000 jobs since last year, including nearly 8,000 in the hospitality and leisure industry alone. We know, and the data tells us, that these job losses fall disproportionately on our low-wage workers. And that's difficult, and that's why Metro government has taken several steps throughout this pandemic. One, we created new grant and loan programs to support our small businesses impacted by COVID-19. With our grant programs of $27 million, we've been able to help 824 small businesses already. We worked with individual business and community partners to establish the One Louisville COVID-19 Response Fund, which raised and distributed more than $10 million to households in need and to nonprofits doing essential work in our community. Then we've allocated more than $21 million through the Federal CARES Act to Jefferson County residents who need help to pay their rent. And then we also recently streamlined our eviction prevention application process so people can more easily access funds that will help them stay in their homes and prevent eviction. Unfortunately, the needs of our community are greater than these announcements I just made here. So we have seen a lot of Louisvillians who've seen their incomes reduced because of the COVID-19 downturn are also now, unfortunately, months behind on their utility bills. And even though our partners at LG&E and the water company and MSD have suspended shutoffs since the beginning of the pandemic, the reality is that the bills are building up and many people are struggling and have limited options for getting caught up on their bills. Look at some numbers here. In mid-March, 1,900 customers were behind on their Louisville Water and MSD bill. As of October 29th, there are over 18,000 residential customers in Jefferson County who are behind on their Louisville Water and MSD bill. So almost a 10 times increase in those 7 months. The average water company, MSD, customer owes $437 in past due amounts for water and wastewater. On LG&E, they have nearly 38,000 residential customers in arrears with an average bill of more than $400. So in this time of COVID, this has been unprecedented in our lifetime with the pandemic, we need to do everything we can to help people alleviate this burden. And that's why I'm announcing today that I'm proposing a utility relief ordinance to the Metro Council. This ordinance would provide the Office of Resilience and Community Services with an additional $10 million to help thousands of Louisville customers struggling to pay their utility bills because of a COVID-19 related financial hardship. This effort, like many of the initiatives I listed a moment ago, is a public-private partnership with Metro government, Louisville Water Company, MSD, LG&E, and each utilities foundation working together to help people get back on track to pay their utility bills. The details of the plan are still being finalized, but I'm proposing an ordinance today so that our utility partners and our Resilience and Community Services team will have time to get everything worked out and ready so this program can begin providing assistance in January of 2021. I really appreciate the work that these outstanding city partners are doing already to help the people of our community. And now I'm going to invite representatives of each utility to share a few words. We're going to start with Spencer Bruce, the President and CEO of the Louisville Water Company. Spencer?
Thank you, Mayor Fischer, and thanks to you and the Metro Council for considering this opportunity. Mayor, as you said, 2020 has been strange, unusual, and extremely difficult for all of us. And for thousands of our customers, though, this assistance program can be a drop of kindness. It can be an opportunity to ease a burden that they may have. Louisville Water, we're grateful that you recognize the situations that many of our customers are facing right now. Because you see, our product, safe, reliable drinking water, has never been more valuable. And since mid-March, we've really worked hard to make sure our customers have access to our drinking water to combat and to help combat this pandemic. It's also important that we all understand that the Louisville Water and MSD charges are all on one bill. Right now, about 7%, or roughly 18,000 families, are behind on paying. And for many of these customers, this is the first time they've been behind on their bills, which is just another example of what 2020 has done and how the pandemic has affected so many families in extraordinary ways. So this potential funding, it will boost the efforts that we already have underway to help our customers. We call our program Drops of Kindness, and it includes payment plans. It includes direct bill relief for those customers that qualify through the Louisville Water Foundation. And so far this year, we've been able to help several thousands of these customers, but this additional funding will be a huge benefit. So Mayor, Metro Council, thank you on behalf of our customers for this opportunity. And we look forward to working with you in the coming weeks and months to make this a reality. So thank you. Mayor.
Good. Thanks, Spencer. We appreciate that. Next up is Tony Parrott, the Executive Director of MSD. Tony?
Thank you, Mayor Fischer, and also thank you, Metro Council, for considering this funding to help provide customers some assistance with their utilities. You know, this pandemic impacts every corner of our community, and as a public utility, MSD provides essential services for wastewater, stormwater, and flood protection, which is very vital, particularly during the pandemic. We, like others on this call, have needed to find ways to keep providing services while maintaining the safety of our workers. All of our workers are frontline heroes during this pandemic, and we're very proud of the men and women of the utilities that show up every day to provide these services. At the same time, many of our customers have experienced severe financial hardships, and for many, this is the first time that they've ever been behind in their utility bill. So as we work to defeat this virus and the economy recovers, it is critical that we provide ways for the entire community to recover. This funding would be an incredible step to position residents to withstand the financial impacts of COVID-19. As you mentioned, and as Spencer pointed out, pre-COVID, our delinquent accounts were below 1,500. Now we're up over 18,000. And so it is critical that we look and work together as partners to provide this relief as efficiently as possible and as quickly as possible. And I want to thank you, Mayor Fischer, and also Metro Council for this partnership and opportunity to help our customers and our community. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you guys and everybody at MSD and the water company. Next up is representing our partners at Louisville Gas and Electric. I'm happy to welcome Eileen Saunders, LG&E's Vice President of Customer Services. Eileen.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Fischer and Metro Council for the opportunity to partner with you on this very important initiative. As many of you have already said, 2020 has been challenging for our country and our community beyond what we could have ever imagined. But throughout this pandemic, one particular bright spot has been the giving spirit of our community. The One Louisville Fund, which the city created, which we also support, is just one example of how Louisville came together to help one another, raising nearly $3 million for local nonprofit agencies. And today's $10 million proposal is just another great demonstration of the support for those who have been affected by the economic impacts of COVID-19. We know that our customers rely on us to provide a critical service, and the last thing we ever want to do is be in a position to have to disconnect someone. To help our customers manage their energy bills, LG&E has developed a special COVID-19 payment that allows our customers to choose plans that work best for them up to 12 months. We know and hope that these longer payment arrangements will help those who are struggling. And we know that this additional funding will go a long way to help those in need. And we certainly appreciate, Mayor Fischer, Metro Council, the opportunity to work with you all on this. I know our employees will, and my team are excited to work on this and look forward to the days to come working out the details. Thank you again.
All right, thank you, Eileen. We appreciate the partnership with you all. So the funding we're talking about here for this initiative must be approved by the council because it would come from general fund dollars that are freed up by the federal CARES Act money that we've received in other areas. And I really appreciate the council knows this, and we work together on a lot of projects like this, but the council realizes that this $10 million allocation is really an investment in the people of Louisville. So I want to thank the members of the council that have joined us today. Councilwoman Dorsey and Councilwoman Shanklin, I see you on the screen. I'm not sure if there's anybody else, but I know Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey, if you could share a few words with us about this program, would appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As a legislator, this is the way I like to start my Monday, with good old common sense legislation. This is very people-centric, and I want to applaud you, your team, and the leaders of the city, both elected and non-elected. The timing of this is imperative as we potentially may see the moratorium on rents and evictions lifted at the national level with so much unknown. The ability to be able to ensure for our Louisville residents that you can depend on us as your leaders to provide assistance during this unprecedented time is what we are here for. So today, Louisville, we are one Louisville. You can count on the leaders of your city to support you. And so today I want to congratulate, as I often do, the leaders of this city. And I know that I constantly challenge, but this today is a win for all of us. I am proud to be a sponsor, and we will fight to make sure that this gets through to the council and passes with timely resolution so that we can get assistance to the citizens of this city. So again, I'm proud to be a sponsor on this. This is great people, common sense legislation, and we will get this passed. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Dorsey. Appreciate your work. Councilwoman Shanklin, would you like to share a few words with us?
Proud to be involved in this. Right now, I've done this for the last 3 years. I've allot so much of my CIF money to the neighborhood place to help pay water bills, electric bills, or whatever the need is. And so I do that already, but this would be a great help to me in my district to be able to have part of that $10 million going to my district and all over the city to help people. And so I am very proud to be a part of that, proud to have it in my committee, and just ready to work and do anything I can to help out. Thank you.
Okay, as mentioned, we'll still be working out the details of the program with the council and with our Office for Resilience and Community Services, and we look forward to its January rollout. I mentioned our Office for Resilience and Community Services. That team will be overseeing the distribution of the funds. This team is already doing a lot of incredible work providing people in our city with a lifeline to essential resources and services. That's their day in and day out work. And representing this team of great, compassionate public servants, I'm happy to introduce our final speaker, RCS's Director, Tamika Laird. Director Laird, take it away.
I'm honored to be a part of this event and proud to serve as the director of an agency that works year-round to build household stability to help keep families safe and secure. The Office of Resilience and Community Services is an agency of Louisville Metro government, serves as our community action agency for Jefferson County, and part of the network of more than 1,000 poverty-fighting agencies nationwide. The COVID-19 pandemic has emphasized more than ever the link between housing and health. It has reminded us how important it is to be safe at home and healthy at home. We at RCS are honored to administer several programs that help stabilize families through these challenging times. Since the COVID pandemic, we've seen firsthand the enormous impact that relief funds, such as the One Louisville response, the eviction prevention program, has made. In many cases, assistance from these programs help keep individuals and families from facing homelessness. And each year, RCS administers the federally funded LIHEAP program, which is the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. The fall LIHEAP program began in November, and appointments this year has filled up in record time. We are nearly at capacity. It's clear that our families need more help to keep heat in their homes and water running during this pandemic. The Supplemental Utility Assistance Program proposed by Mayor Fischer will help prevent families having to make tough decisions in winter between paying for their utilities, food or rent. RCS looks forward to administering these assistance along with the partners represented today and with the support of the partners in the community. It is vital that we work together to ensure one's water or energy is not cut off during this health crisis. As the mayor stated, this new initiative will first need council's approval. RCS, LG&E, and the water company will be taking the remainder of this month and the next to work on qualifications for this program. These details will be forthcoming. We are asking everyone to be patient and wear your mask. Thanks again to the mayor, and thanks to the Metro Council for carefully considering this purpose for funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Laird. We appreciate that. And I do want to emphasize, just as you had right now, that every time we're talking, we should be talking about public health precautions so that we can get everybody back to work and be healthy. And of course, we know what those are. Wear your mask, social distance, hand washing. Cannot repeat those enough because obviously they're not working as well as they should. So please, everybody, continue to do your part. Spread the word. Fight the COVID fatigue. I know we want to be over it, but it is not over with us yet. So that's how we defeat this virus and get everybody back to work. Also want to call on our federal government to get the next direct relief package together as soon as possible. The economy is hurting. The people are hurting. It is time that we need another round of assistance. This pandemic was not created by any people. This is like a natural disaster. We need another round of direct federal assistance. So I call on Senator McConnell in the Senate, Speaker Pelosi in the House to come together so we can get a program together to help the people of our great country and certainly of our city as well. With that, I'm happy to take any questions. I think Gene Porter's going to moderate them.
Mayor Fischer, this first question is for you from Ryan Van Velser from WFPL. He says a PSC study found the state could need as much as $150 million in utility bill relief by the end of the year. Given that, how did you settle on the $10 million figure for relief here?
Ryan, the $10 million was a number that we could handle within the finances that we have. We certainly know it's not going to take care of the entire problem, but it's a very good start for us here in Louisville. Then we're calling on our partners with the water company, LG&E, MSD, to figure out how we can work with people through this time. So obviously there's not an unlimited well of money, but $10 million is a very significant and material start.
Thank you. Mark Vanderhoff of WLKY is asking the utility executive to speak about their message to Congress about how they can help you and your customers in the coming months.
So I guess I can start with that. That's okay. It's taken obviously months to get in the situation that we're in right now, and it's going to take months to get out of this situation. And so I think our message to Congress is that there's so many people that the pandemic has affected for the first time. And so while this is a great start, as the mayor just said, on providing assistance, more assistance is potentially needed. And Congress really needs to act. They need to support the local governments, the local utilities, The last couple of relief packages have not specifically focused on utilities. And so these relief packages really should help focus on utilities to help those customers to be able to pay their bills. And so that would be my message to Congress. And again, to all of us is this is going to take time. It's going to take us time to get back to the situation that we were in pre-pandemic. But together, with assistance like this and with assistance from others and potentially from Congress, we will get there. So.
Yeah, I would comment that, in addition to, needing relief during the pandemic, the broader question that we would have and ask of Congress is to look at the overall affordability of water and wastewater services to our community. There is a need for assistance from Congress to help us deal with providing these services during the pandemic, and also to make sure that we can continue to maintain the infrastructure that is so vital to our community. And so we have a lot of work to do with Congress, and we have a lot of need. And these water and wastewater and gas and electric services are so vital during a pandemic, but even broader, it's such a value to our community going forward. And we just have a lot of work to do in Washington.
Okay, I'll just add on top of that we're hopeful at the local level and state level that there will be a national infrastructure bill coming out of the Biden administration that not only is needed for all of the infrastructure in our country, from roads, bridges, sewer, water, broadband, but they're also good jobs that'll put people back to work. So we hope Congress and the new president will work together to get that done.
Ms. Saunders, did you want to add something?
Sure. I would just add that we support financial assistance that will help our customers. We saw during this pandemic how our businesses really were able to use the funding that was given to them during this time. So we support that. We also want our Congress to know that we work very closely with our customers, and we are working with them at a local level so that we can help them get on payment plans and not get themselves further and further in the hold. So understanding the complexity of how we have to work with our customers would also be something I would ask of Congress.
Thank you. Paul Miles from WHAS Radio asks what customers will be eligible for this assistance, and is there a threshold to apply? Tamika, would you like to take that question? I know those details are still to be worked out.
Thank you, Jean. We are working with LG&E Water on the actual logistics. At this time, I cannot be able to answer those two questions, but do know in the next couple of months, we will have further details and more specifics around the program.
And obviously, these are folks
Thank you.
And obviously, these are folks that had a negative financial consequence that is related to COVID.
That's correct.
Mayor, I'm sorry. Ayana Archie from the Courier asks, when will the ordinance be introduced?
I want to thank the council. The ordinance will be introduced today.
And Ryan Van Velzer has a follow-up question asking Mayor where the $10 million will come from. Has all of the CARES Act funding been allocated?
All of the CARES funding will be allocated. I think, is Daniel Frocht on the call?
He is.
Daniel's our chief financial officer, so let me throw that question to him. Yeah.
Sure, thank you. As the mayor indicated, sorry, I put on my video here. As the mayor indicated, the $10 million comes from freed up general fund that CARES funding paid for, specifically related to salaries for public safety and public health personnel. Additionally, the question on has the remainder of the CARES funding been allocated? It has. The Metro Council has appropriated the funds into July, beginning of the July 1st fiscal 21 year. Those reports we've been reporting monthly to the Budget Committee at the end of each month. Those are posted on our website that relates to the CARES funding.
I don't see any other questions.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining us today. This is a good step to help people that have been, again, financially impacted by COVID. Again, encourage everybody, wear your mask, social distance, hand washing hygiene, so that we can get this COVID virus going in the opposite direction in terms of the number, so we can keep everybody healthy, and we can also be working to the best we can with our economy here. So thanks for joining us today.